Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is probably going to be my last ticket video for a while. I'll get into that briefly after we do it. Really appreciate anybody that watches this. Stick around and hear what I got to say, and maybe see if you can even be of some assistance to me. So I pulled this one together tonight. This has been, from what appears to be, a fairly hot ticket. I've seen some of these hit lately, 25 and 50s, pretty regularly. There's a few different Jewel 7s, but this has been the best one I've seen thus far. It's, odds on this ticket are 1 in a blur. 4.27. So all we're looking for on the bottom is a black or red 7. Red 7's double. Then there's the bonus box. If you find two matching symbols, you win the prize shown. So let's hit that up real quick. Got a money bag and a diamond. Well, that stinks. 26, 45, 14, 32, 19. One day I'll get the hang of the one-handed in the vehicle scratching. 6. Oh, in case anybody cared, it was ticket 24. 29. I'd like to pop out a 20 or 25 or something be nice. Not looking good. Last chance. 31. Let me double check the code and make sure. I don't know why, because the only thing you can win on is a 7. But it's my quirky little thing I like to do. That is a P for loser. Alright, so I have mentioned here in the recent past a little bit of what's going on in my personal life. We have acquired my 2-year-old niece for an unspecified amount of time, which, coming unexpectedly is a pretty heavy financial burden. One that we don't mind, because she's family and she's perfectly innocent and lovable, and we love having her there. Just couldn't have come at a worse time of the year, where we already struggle a little bit. But this year, being worse. I've really fought and struggled to catch up from some personal issues that went down last year, and not been able to catch a break whatsoever since. I did manage to borrow some money to buy a vehicle with this summer, because I haven't had one for a year, and for the work I do, I really, really, really need a vehicle. All I needed supposedly was a fuel pump and possibly a battery, and in 6 months' time I have not managed to be able to afford to get that on the road. Every time I come close, 5 other things go wrong. My fiance's car, the one I'm currently in, even though it's not a bad car, it's going on 5 years old and got, it's got some miles on it, and it needs a lot of work. Some of it, which scares me, because she drives 100 miles to work round trip every day, 3 days a week, on the interstate. I have some of the parts I need. It's just a matter of the labor and the rest of the parts. Anyway, so, between my need of a vehicle, need of repairing hers, the whole fiasco with the insurance company and the heat pump being replaced, where they got us with the deductible and the depreciation value of our old equipment that broke down, I still need to come up with that somehow or another. We have several pets that are all a rescue of some sort or another. The oldest one is also the smallest one, and is problematic with her seizures that seem to be getting worse. The medicine seems to not be having as much of an effect on her as it used to. So we have to look into doing something about that. It's just so much at one time. My daughter's birthday's coming up. Christmas is coming up. Not that I expect any grand, wall-to-wall display of gifts. But, I like my daughter to feel as though she's important and special and recognized. Even if it means sacrificing something of mine or something for myself. I do very little for myself, nor does anybody else seem to, which is fine. It's par for the course. I've kind of gotten used to it. I'm real limited as to what I do for myself. I probably buy myself a pair of shoes once a year and wear them out. I used to like buying a ball cap every once in a while, either football or baseball. I haven't bought myself a nice cap in probably 4 or 5 years. I feel like I do pretty good at taking care of everybody else. And now even that's a bit in jeopardy. And I really don't know how else or where else to turn for help. I don't have, nor does my fiance have, any family that we can go to and go, hey, look, we need some help. We need, X amount of money to be able to catch some things up, get some things straight, and be able to breathe for a minute, and then we can move forward. That just doesn't exist. My mother, who is a big problem within the family, who I do love, but, here lately has done some things that are really questionable and has caused me to keep my distance. But she does raise my sister's other child, who is 12, and she works full time. And, she's almost 60, and just gets by on her own. Sherry's parents are both on disability and, have several different ailments and are older, and, and they help as much as they can, whenever they can, but I can't burden them with but so much. Before last year, I was doing really good. I can take, I can turn something into nothing pretty easily, and I was doing well every week with what I do. I have an auction group online. I was trying to sell my vehicle today so that I had, a decent amount of money to go to some auctions tomorrow and pick up some stuff. I don't need to be big time. I just need to get by okay, and be able to take care of my daughter, which I can do when I have something to work with. I'm real particular about what I buy and what I spend money on, and I have to know ahead of time that it's going to be profitable before I do it. I don't take risks and I don't roll the dice. I have over 3,000 people in my group that I provide an auction to every week. So, I know what I can spend and what it'll make me. It's just been a long time since I've had that extra to spend to be able to get the ball rolling. And I can't keep borrowing from one person to pay another. And it's just really overwhelming and frustrating. I see people ask for help for all sorts of things. Some realistic, some, reasonable, but some just, completely indescribable or, just ridiculous. I can say this about myself in the work that I do. I do lots and lots of charity. I give away tons of stuff all the time. Food, clothing, toys, kitchen, like small appliances and kitchenware, things that people need when they're just starting out or have lost everything, or, had a change in lifestyle or, need toys for the kids. And, I've got certain people that I give tons and tons and tons of stuff to that distribute it to the people that need it and can use it. Absolutely free. I don't get anything out of it at all. I donate money when I have money to different groups or people, that need it. My fiance and I both absolutely love animals. She does, when she can, donate to a couple certain charities. We do contribute goods to our local shelter when we can afford to. But I'm just in a hole right now. My fiance, like I said, she works 3 days a week at a hospital, but she's also in school trying to get into the RN program. So that's extremely costly and time consuming, on top of everything else. And she doesn't make a fortune where she's at. So I'm putting a link in the description below. It is to a You Caring page that I have and have had for a while. Andy VHB saw it a couple months ago or so when I first posted it, and he jumped on it and was so super nice and kind, and said really nice things, and he made a video about it, and spoke the link. He didn't put it, I don't think he put the actual clickable link, but he tried really hard to get it out there, and it got a lot of views on his video. That just never translated over to the actual You Caring page. It picked up some views and it picked up some shares, but that was really about it. It's the same thing as GoFundMe, except it's cheaper and easier to access the funds once they're there. Or if anybody would be interested in helping, believe me, it would mean the absolute world to us. You can always PayPal me direct. I can put that in the description too. I have a channel here and I'm trying to get it going and do some things and some fun things and some different things, but I can't afford to do that right now. I want to, and I want the few subscribers I have to stick around until I can get back situated on my feet and get things straight, and then we can have some fun. Most of the tickets I've scratched on here don't come out of my pocket, as far as paying for them. That's just not something I can afford much of right now. The one I got tonight, I did buy, in the hopes that I could show y'all a little something, or maybe, come up with a little bit of money, at least for the, there's a Goodwill auction that they sell boxes full of random goods. It could be anything, electronics, furniture, toys, you name it, collectibles. Great big huge boxes the size of a pallet, about up to your chest, that usually sell for $10 or $15 a piece. They sell furniture, they sell individual electronics, just tons and tons of stuff that you can get super cheap, and it's easy to flip. I was trying to do that tomorrow, but then lo and behold, we needed gas in the car, and my fiance needed her medication from the drugstore. So, trying to find somebody to loan me a little bit of money that I know or am friends with, that I can at least borrow my neighbor's truck in the morning and go get some stuff from there. But anybody willing to help, it would be so greatly appreciated. I will do my best to bring some entertainment to the page when I can, or to the channel, I hope the few subscribers I have will stick it out with me, and maybe some more will jump on board. I really appreciate anybody who has listened to this, listening. It really means a lot to me. If you'd be willing to check out the You Caring page and at least share it on your social media outlets, if nothing else. Maybe there'll be a spark somewhere to get it going, and some people combined can do something good for a family that would truly appreciate it. Anyway, there's my losing ticket. Anybody that's been curious. I don't like pictures of me. The mirror's dirty. That's me. Scary, huh? I don't even know if you saw it or not. Anyway, I will check out for now. and see if I can find you something else to enjoy in the future. Oh,